Hello everyone, welcome back to a bit of a different video today. In today's episode we're going to look at my golf swing in as much depth as possible hopefully. So it's been, I would say around about a year since I had my lesson with Dan Whitaker. It's a bit of a progress report from then, although I had a chance to play much this year. I'm going to kind of talk you through some of the swing ideas that I've got, which then relate to the tendencies that I've got with my ball flight. So let's get into it. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. Hello, my name's Jack, this is Jack Lee Golf. We do content like this, so we do club reviews, course vlogs, instructional videos. If you're into that kind of stuff, make sure you consider hitting that subscribe button because we've got loads of videos coming out this year. So like I said in that introduction, it's coming up to nearly a year that I had my lesson with Dan Whitaker. I want to talk to you about the way that my swing's kind of progressed since that lesson, or not progressed as much as what I would have hoped it will have done. And yeah, just kind of talking you through a couple of swing ideas that I've still got from that lesson and kind of entwining it with what we've got going off and what we're seeing ball flight wise out there at the minute. So in that lesson with Dan, the main features that I saw from that, I'm just going to switch this back camera so you can see it a little bit clearer, is I have the feeling that I need to keep the club head outside the hands on the way back, because a tendency I have is to get that club whipped in and I lose a bit of control of that face. From there, it's the feeling, this is what I had during the lesson, of loading the right heel, so feeling as though all my weight shifts into that right heel, but what Dan wanted me to do simultaneously was feel a little bit more hinge in the wrist. Now, as soon as I feel as though I do that, I let this club face go wide open. So a couple of the shots that I was seeing when I was trying to put all these things into play at once was that club face would creep open, and I did a couple of like real spinny, weakish fades that won't quite get out there as far as what I wanted them to. So with all the swing thoughts that Dan gave to me on that day, the feeling of hinging it a little bit more I've kind of put on the back burner because I didn't see such great success when it came to playing and translating out there with my ball flight. But some things that I have seen massive success with, especially the aesthetics in my swing, I find that now if I am keeping that club head more out on the way back, so you'll definitely see me rehearse this move and really exaggerate it when I'm doing some practice swings. From there, the almost second piece of the backswing for me is that I load my pressure into that lead heel, so it gets me a little bit deeper, and then from there I'm able to deliver some real nice shallow downswing angles and some real nice neutral paths. So let's give it a go. One thing I will say as well with that takeaway is that I feel as though if there was a light beam shining up from the butt of my club, I'm kind of keeping it connected with my belly button a little bit longer, because what we saw before was that it will get a little bit out that way. So keeping it all in that one piece connected takeaway, loading the right heel, nice and shallow on the downswing. A lot straighter, stronger ball flight, not as spinny and as fadey as when I had that wrist hinge in. So that's an interesting one. Now, one thing that you're probably noticing straight away is that this is a lot to think about. I would never recommend that you guys out there have more than 2, 3 swing ideas, swing feelings, swing thoughts. I find it very hard to keep on top of 4, 5, especially when I'm swinging. And sometimes when you're out there playing, you don't want anything going through your head really. You just want to keep as open and as reactive as possible. So I'm kind of tending to do all my swing work on the range, hoping that by the time I get out there, it's just natural and free flowing. Hands more in on the takeaway, staying more connected like it's a one-piece takeaway. From there, loading the heel, and then after that, shallowing it in the downswing. Cracking strike, that one. The bad shot for me is one where the club face will tend to rotate a little bit too much and I'll hit a bit of a pull draw. So the feeling when I'm out there on the course to combat that one is that I just keep my hands a little bit closer and in towards me. That just stabilises that club face a little bit more. Again, this is only something that I'm really scrutinising on when I'm practicing. By the time I get onto a golf course, I'm not thinking of these 4 or 5 swing thoughts necessarily all at the same time, because it would absolutely cripple you if you did that. So if I'm having a bad day and I'm seeing that ball just curve a little bit too much from right to left, the feeling for me is that I'm keeping the hands a little bit more in, that hand pass moving a little bit in, left, down a bit more, and we can stop that face from closing too much. Nice little control fade that time. Lost my balance a little bit, but it's okay. So yeah, it is definitely a case for me at the minute, just kind of piecing the puzzle together. It's going to take a bit of time, as it always does. Unfortunately, I've not had enough time to work on my swing this year as what I would have liked after the lesson with Dan. But then every now and then, I feel like I put it all together and it comes out quite nicely. So obviously a lot harder with the driver than it is the 7-iron. That's why I'm hitting 7-iron in this video, because driver is still a little bit tricky to work out at times. But yeah, all in all, these are the main thoughts and feelings that I've got. Certainly when I'm practicing, I do feel as though by the time I come to take it out onto the course, I leave them behind a little bit. Weren't as great swing that one. I didn't feel as though I really loaded into my right heel that time. So again, going through those little checkpoints that I've got, keeping the hands in, head out, load that right heel, shallow on the downswing. There we go, that were a better one. So that was me talking to you guys about what I'm trying with my technique, what I'm thinking before I'm hitting a golf shot. I want to hear from you guys now. So what swing thoughts have you guys got? Make sure you leave it in the comments down below. Can't wait to hear it. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave it a like. Depending on how many likes this video gets, I might do something of a similar nature in future. If you aren't already subscribed, make sure you do so. And that's pretty much it from me today. So until next time, thanks for watching. Cheers.